Hey folks, Dr. Rowe, hope you're well. Like the flowers behind me, this is the rhododendrons. Oh my gosh, they're gorgeous, aren't they? I have to say I'm not a massive fan of rhododendrons, but when it gets to this time of the year, they seem to bloom beautifully. I wanted to take literally a few minutes just to do some reflections. I don't know how many people are going to watch this, who you might pass it on to, but it's really interesting at the moment because, as you know, the lockdown period, certainly in the UK, is still to some extent extended. And although there's a lot more activity and there's definitely people out and about right now doing things and getting more busy, overall we're still in a sense of lockdown, although a lot of people, I think, are acting differently, but that's where we're at. The last 6 weeks has been very interesting for so many of us, and there's been an absolute flurry. I mean, the internet's gone mad. Social media's gone nuts, people going online and promoting and starting to share their knowledge, their thoughts, which is brilliant. I mean, I love the fact that so many people are coming online. At the same time, what I've noticed, and this is just some of the feedback that people are giving me as they've gone out, and of course we get a lot of reach out from different people, is that in this space, I think people have been questioning, rightly so, their careers, their professions, the business they're in, what's the new norm going to be like, and how's the future going to look for them as they move into this, what I would think is going to be really the last quarter of 2020 into 2021. If you're in business, how's that going to look? If you're in a business, how your customers going to meet you and greet you, and how you're going to get your product and service out to them. I'm in the speaking industry, have been for many, many years, along with property and other businesses as well, but that's been one of my passions. So meeting people and greeting people is going to have a slightly different dynamic. And you know, if you've been around me, I'm very much upfront and personal. So even for me, I'm looking at it and I'm asking questions about where's the industry going. Now, ultimately, I think we'll get back to where we were in many ways. But I think in that transitional period, it's going to be interesting and difficult and challenging, and at the same time, an opportunity to grow and expand. So whatever industry you're in, whatever business you're in, whatever it is you do, whether you're employed, self-employed, run a business, trade the stock market, it really doesn't matter. The world has changed, and with that, I think there's been two forms of behavioural pattern. And again, this is just me reflecting. It's not about judgment, because I myself have gone through the same process. And one of those reflective processes is, fuck, what do I do? I need to do something rapidly. I've got to get, this is what I'm seeing a lot of. I'm going to go and learn to trade. I'm going to go and learn to study property. I'm going to go and learn to do online business. I'm going to go and learn to write a book. I'm going to go and go white labeling through Amazon and do Amazon products. And it's not a focus. It's a bunch of things all at the same time. And each one of those is a great business model, by the way. I mean, any one of those you can make money through. And two of them, certainly for me, that's been a passion, 2 or 3 of them. But it's not so much about the vehicles, it's about what's right for you. So I hope, whilst we're still in this period, if you are in that place where you're looking and you're driven by a sense of, I don't like to use the word fear, but maybe a sense of urgency because your circumstances are changing, or you're not sure and you're not clear where the next step's going to be, then if I were coaching you right now and I was face to face with you, what I'd do is I'd go through a process with you. I did some coaching today actually with a lovely lady, and we made some nice breakthroughs. But I'd be asking you questions about what you're most passionate about. Where are you most aligned? For example, if you're somebody that tends to make decisions slower, but like the idea of an income ongoing, then real estate is probably a better strategy for you, whereas trading the stock market isn't, unless you move to what's called position trading. Now, position trading is where you buy and hold for a period. It's almost on the borderline of investing, as opposed to someone who's a scalper. Thanks for the feedback, whoever's giving the hearts there. Somebody who scalps does day trading, which is something I've done and do occasionally. I've been doing so much over the last week or two. You go in and out of the market quickly. You take your money and you stop. Now, that's great if you are built that way. But if you're not frigging built that way, and this is a great video to pass on to people, I'm going to do this, I'm going to trade. So many people have had message me recently, and I said, great, trading's amazing. I've got some great people I can put you in touch with. I've got a good friend of mine, Ali Crooks, who recently actually just called me today. I missed a call from him. Teach you some great stuff on it. Go learn it properly. But if your nature is not that way, if that's not how you're made up, then it doesn't matter how interesting it looks and how great the opportunity is, it's going to be of no value to you, because you'll start it and you won't finish it, or you'll start it and you lose money. Same way with property. If you're somebody that doesn't get on well with people, and you don't feel comfortable walking into old, runny, smelly properties that are run down, and dealing with builders and raising finance and all those things, then real estate's not for you. Whereas it might be that you are really good at moving quickly and thinking quickly and making decisions. You don't want to get involved with people. Trading the stock market could be brilliant. Maybe you're creative. You've got an idea to create a product and a service. So the idea of having a portfolio doesn't appeal to you, but actually creating a product, an online product, could be brilliant. So this is the challenge you've got, and I can see that it's lost connection. Hopefully this is going to still be okay. But the challenge you've got is, it isn't really about the business that you're going into. It's more about how you're made up and what drives you into that business. So are you driven from a sense of fear? And the other process people are going through, the second one, is they're driven by a real desire to make change. Meaning, I'm going to walk around a bit here, sorry, because I lost the signal. Hopefully you can still hear me. Give me a thumbs up if you can. So my hope is that you are driven by a desire to make a positive change and to pursue something different and new, because you want to, and because it's been in your mind or your heart for a while, and actually this is the opportunity to make that change. I'm going to sit on this. Look at this. How cool is that? I had to put this in about 2 years ago. Always wanted one of these, and we had the opportunity because we've got a big tree here. So I'm going to swing while I'm talking to you. So what am I saying? What I'm saying is, given a choice to make a change, what would that change be? In what form would it take? Would it be consulting? Would it be doing contract work? Would it be simply transitioning into a new career, something different? Would it be starting a new business? Would it be writing books? Whatever it is, do it from a place of passion first. Don't be driven by fear. Fear is very, very, very good at getting you to move quickly. Without a doubt, I use it as a tool if I'm coaching people. If I need to get them to make a change quickly, I will look at the dire circumstances. If you carry on doing what you're doing, if you live this lifestyle, if you eat this way, if you treat people this way, your kids, your family, whatever, your partner, what is the ultimate consequence of this? Now, the consequence process in coaching is powerful because it gets results quickly, and it does lead to people taking action. However, consequence decisions can be made by ourselves when we come from a place of fear and we're just desperate. And those decisions, if not guided and if not coming from a place of passion, ultimately can lead to you regretting that decision at some point in the future. And you may have come across this experience already. And if that's the case for you, then you probably know what I'm talking about. So the point I'm trying to make is, it is a time for reflection, and I think it's definitely, and this is not some analytical, deep factual video that I'm doing. I just simply want to challenge you and say, as you look ahead now, remember we are going in, I believe we're going to get a second wave. I think we're going to go into, the recession's already biting us hard. I mean, it was started before. I've talked about this previously, and if you look out, we've got some webinars on this coming out shortly. So we're not out of the dark patch by a long way. It's going to run us through into next year. So decisions have to be made. They have to be made about your lifestyle, about your spending, about your outgoing expenses and your income that you want to generate, and some of the things that you're aspirational about. Don't put them off. Keep them going, and then start to focus on what you think you can generate money from in that respect. So I think that's really the key message I want to say to you today is, get focused. Be mindful of trying to learn everything at the moment. I know that feeling. I personally have been reading a lot on trading just recently. I used to trade a lot. I used to teach trading, and it's been quite nice to get back into it and study it. And my other focus for me personally has been picking up what has been huge amounts of content over the years: personal development, speaking content, communications content, all of the brand work that I've done over the years. A lot of it has been created, it's been recorded, even written, but it had been parked whilst I went onto a new project. So for me, it's been a really good opportunity to reflect on what I want to bring to the market still, and not keep anything that's even remotely fluffy out there. I mean, if you know me well, you know I can't really do lightweight conversation. Some people feel uncomfortable in that. Some people just want to chit chat about anything. I find that difficult to do. So I'm really digging through my content at the moment and saying, right, where do I want to put my focus to get the best message out to people? And communications is one of those, by the way. So you've got to get focused because right now, as you move ahead, to move and create something special for yourself and your family, I don't think it's about being a jack of all trades. I do believe in multiple sources of income, so don't mistake what I'm saying to say don't do that. I think multiple sources of income are really important. So if you can get a stream of income from real estate and you're good at it, great, go do that. You might have 2 or 3 actually from real estate, from your property investing. But equally, you might be able to create an online product, a digital product that could sell. Might make you 20, 30, 40 pounds, whatever. You get sent 10 of those, you've made £200 that month. So that's diversification. But in order to create each one of those, you still need to focus. And I think that's the key message I want to get across. And then the only other thing I really wanted to say on this subject was just about reflecting on how you've been over these last few months and asking yourself, where's your mindset? What needs to change now as we move into this next phase? Because it is a season. It's like a seasonal thing we're going through at the moment. I believe we're going to go into another season of the COVID experience. You get winter, autumn, spring, summer. And if you ask me where I think we're at, I think we're probably, maybe hitting autumn, possibly. I don't know. Difficult call, that one. But the main thing I want to say to you is, what is your current thinking? What's your mindset? Where are you at? And these are important questions to have with your partner. How do you feel about the future? And I think it's important to sit down and put some aspirational thoughts on paper and affirm on paper how you want the future to unfold, so that you can then tread a path through that future, as opposed to it happening to you and you reacting to it, and then your future becoming a result of those reactions to a set of circumstances. I don't know if that makes any sense at all. If it does, give me a thumbs up. My point is that a lot of people are going through that at the moment. So I'm being called by my daughter, who's cooking dinner, that the oven suddenly stopped working. We're still living in a building site and not everything's working. I know, sweetie, I'm coming now. All right, so look, I'm going to sign off. Hopefully that's of value to you, and I shall see you all soon. There's my daughter, Savannah. Say hi.
Hi.